we're going to dive into a super handy trick that artists and designers and architects have been using forever: the grid paper. Now, I know grid paper might make you think of math homework, but I promise you it's actually an awesome tool for drawing things that need to be neat, balanced, or perfectly symmetrical. So, whether you are working on mandalas, logos, buildings, or just trying to draw the same thing on both sides of a line, this method is going to make your life way easier. So, all you need is a grid paper, any size, it's okay, a pencil and eraser, and maybe a ruler if you want to. You can also make your own grid paper just by using a plain paper and a ruler. But trust me, it's so much easier to buy a pad of grid paper. You can find these in office supply stores or art supply stores. So one may ask, why use grid paper? Well, good question. Have you ever tried to draw something perfectly symmetrical and then realize one side looks totally different from the other? Yeah, same here. So grid paper to the rescue. So the grid paper will give you a built-in structure to follow. Think of like a training wheels for your art. It helps you making both sides match, lining things up evenly, and getting proportions right without having to eyeball everything. Think of a grid paper like a map for your drawing. And the best part, you can still be creative. It just helps your ideas land where you want them. And remember, the grid paper is like a guide, not a rule book. So today, as you can see here, I'm using this grid paper to draw these milkshake cups. I love large and tall vintage milkshake cups, kind of the ones you see in 50s movies. Actually, that's how I got inspired for this whole drawing. Okay, so now that we're done with our milkshake drawing and it looks very symmetrical, let's get this transferred to our watercolor sketchbook. And I'm going to show you a very simple and easy technique to transfer the drawing. As you can see here, this transferring technique is so easy. It's low tech and it's quick and it works great. So transferring works great for watercolor paper, mixed media, or anything that you don't want to erase a million times. This is a good way to save time and your sanity, especially when you are working on something detailed or symmetrical. Alright, so now I am starting the ink part of this milkshake drawing. I'm using a 005 Pigma Micron pen, my favorite, by the way. Since I'm going to add water later, it's important to use a waterproof fine liner, but use any brand that you prefer. I like to vary line thickness. Thicker lines for outlines, thinner ones for details. It makes everything pop and gives your drawing a bit more life. Shading with ink is all about lines, hatching, cross-hatching, stippling, scribbles. It doesn't need to be super realistic. In this drawing, I'm using only hatching. And here we go, a tasty line ink drawing of milkshake. 0 calories, 100% fun. I really had a lot of fun creating this milkshake drawing. And here's the thing, drawing doesn't have to be serious to be good for you. You don't need to be a real artist or have some fancy tools. If you just have a pen and a piece of paper and a brain that gets a little bit tired from life, congratulations, you're in. Drawing is so underrated. It helps you to slow down and focus on something that isn't your to do list. Drawing boosts creativity even when you're just doodling milkshakes like this one. It gives your brain a snack or just something to have fun and chew on. So if you're here for a creative break, drawing is low pressure, high reward. And honestly, it's pretty fun once you stop judging yourself. So, yes, my goal is to inspire you to draw, paint, color, just do something creative and fun, or even something silly like milkshake with too much whipped cream. Now, let's get started into making this drawing very colorful and pretty. So, we're going to use here watercolor pencils. I like to use a round brush. I use also 2 cups of clean water, and it's good to have a paper towel or a piece of uh, rag or cloth. It's good to have also some white acrylic pen or white gel pen for the highlights. So first up, our classic strawberry milkshake. So use your pinks and reds and start coloring. Just have fun with the process. I think we all deserve to have fun with our art. Enjoying the process is what really matters. Okay, so here is our strawberry milkshake. I might need to come back in the end and do a little more touch ups. But let's move to the next one. Let this one dry and get started with our blueberry milkshake. Use a mix of violet pencils and also dark purple pencils to color the cup. For the blueberry itself, we are going to be using just blue. Again, keep it very loose and have fun with the process. So I think that watercolor pencils are super fun to use. They look like color pencils, but when you add a little bit of water, boom, they turn into paint. It's like magic, but without the mess of full on watercolor supplies. They're awesome for beginners because you get way more control. You can sketch things out first, add color like normal color pencils, and then bring the water after you are happy with your coloring process. It's so forgiving. They are just so much fun. You get all the chill vibes of coloring and then that wow moment when it turns into paint. It's low stress, low mess, and honestly, kind of addictive. You should try. And finally, our very exotic kiwi milkshake. Have you ever had a kiwi milkshake? I haven't. I think you should try. So use a light green first and then layer some dark greens around the edges. Now, I always remember to be very playful with these milkshakes. They aren't supposed to be serious, and we are supposed to have fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed this milkshake watercolor art. Thank you so much for painting with me today. If you had fun, give this video a like and hit the subscribe button and let me know in the comments which milkshake would you actually drink? Strawberry, blueberry, or kiwi? Okay, one more fruity art tutorials, then maybe check my next video coming up. Until next time, keep sweet, keep weird, and keep creating. See you soon. Bye bye.